I think people don't think enough about is that the broken version of you liked them or the person you're with now, but would a healed version like, love, appreciate, stay with the person you're dealing with now? Because a lot of times the answer, unfortunately, is no. Hey y'all, it's your girl Samantha Lee, and I'm here with a question that I received. Y'all, for anybody that's watching, I want you guys to subscribe if you want more content related to relationships, growing, personal healing. I believe in healing from the inside out. And so you'll see content about my fitness, you'll see content about spirituality, and you will see content about the lessons I've learned in love and the experiences that I've gotten on the other side of love from heartbreak as well. So go ahead and subscribe. But I love the questions and I received one. So let me go ahead and answer it for you guys. What do you do if you still feel like you need healing in the midst of a relationship? What do you do if you still feel like you need healing in the midst of a relationship? And guys, I'm going to make this very quick. I obviously have said in other content that I think that it's our responsibility to heal outside of relationships, right? If you are coming from a heartbreak or a long-term relationship and you're trying to heal, I think that you need to take time for yourself, a heart sabbatical. Shout out to Ginger Dean again. Taking some time for yourself and really being intentional about your emotional, psychological healing. And for me, it was emotional, psychological, spiritual, and physical healing on the other side of a relationship, meaning that I was trying to get to the best version of myself outside of the relationship that I was in, okay? So intertwining aspects of therapy, aspects of my own experience, I'm going to answer this question. So if you are in a relationship, and you also feel that you need to heal, like you're recognizing in the relationship that there's some places and spaces where you are still wounded, where you are still triggered, but you don't necessarily want to leave the relationship. You want to heal within it. I got you. And I'm going to give you some advice, okay? So how to heal? First and foremost, I need you to go ahead, seek a therapist, seek a counselor, get into your self-help bag. Get into, if you are a spiritual person like myself, is getting into a church or getting with a group of people that can spiritually push you in the right direction. But it's getting in an environment where you can heal. Okay. So it would be truly taking the time and making the intentional effort to heal. For me, it was seeing a therapist every week. Every week I was seeing a therapist. Okay. And that truly helped me because it helped me to identify my triggers, helped me to identify the wounds that I was still nursing, not only from that breakup, but the other breakups in my life. Because for some of you guys might be surprised, but I've had other relationships. Outside of my marriage, I've had other relationships that I've had to heal from that were pretty toxic. Okay. And sometimes they was toxic, sometimes I was toxic, but I still needed to spend time healing, okay? And so in a relationship, it's really putting that intentional effort into healing. And that's, like I said, putting yourself in an environment where you are healing, okay? That's number one. Number two would be truly acknowledging your triggers. Okay, so if you are healing and there are wounds and there are still spaces that there's some work, you are going to have to take accountability for that. Meaning that when you're in a relationship and a trigger is hit, okay, you have to acknowledge that that's your stuff. Don't try to pass it off on someone else. Don't try to make it about what they did, what they said. Own it. Okay, that's part of the problem with healing in relationships, because you are going to react to things in certain ways because you have not healed from the things that have happened to you. And that's okay. But you have to take accountability for that. You have to have honest conversations because of that. You have to develop a level of communication about what you're dealing with, what you're thinking about, how that manifests in a relationship. That's where you will have to put your work and put your ego to the side and admit when you're wrong and admit where you might have allowed something else to come into the dynamic. Like, you weren't talking to your man right now or to your girl right now. You was talking to your ex who did X, Y, and Z. And you felt like because they did this, they must be doing that, because when your ex was doing it, they were doing this. And so you have to acknowledge that. You have to slow that down. Right? Slow down those thoughts, slow down the spinning. When that little situation happens and your mind starts going and it's going all the way down to the worst case scenario because of the experiences that you've had, you have to slow that down. And you have to say, okay, you know what? This is not them. This is where I need work. This is my issue. Okay? I have to take accountability for that. I can't put that on anyone else. I can't say, oh, well, you're acting like blah, 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 blah. You're bringing up your ex in the relationship. Absolutely not. If you want to stay in the relationship, you need to make a concerted effort to move forward in healing. That's not bringing your ex into the relationship. That's you leaving your ex where they're at, wherever they are, and truly taking big, giant leaps to heal on your own. It is no one else's responsibility to dance around your triggers. It's not. It's you learning how to manage your triggers so that you're not in a space or you're doing things or reacting in ways that are not congruent with the situation that you're actually in. Okay? So if you want to stay in the relationship, that's fine. But you have to make an intentional effort to heal. And you also have to acknowledge when you are allowing old stuff to pop up in new stuff. And own it. And number 3, you can't expect someone to change because you change it. I get this a lot. It's like, oh, well, I'm doing all this work. I'm talking to a coach. I'm talking to a therapist. I'm talking to all these different people. I'm growing. I'm learning. And they're just staying the same. You decided that you were going to stay in a relationship and heal, right? That was your choice, and I commend your choice. But at the end of the day, all you can work on, all you can control is you. And that's part of the issue that I see with healing in a relationship, because a broken version of you chose them. I'm going to say that again. The broken version of you chose that person for whatever reason. So what the question becomes is, will the healed version of me want them? Because the broken version of me, because we sometimes choose from wounded places, right? If I'm choosing from a wounded place, I'll give you an example. Let's say my ex cheated on me, right? The next thing I'm going to be looking for is just someone not to cheat on me. That's going to be the primary focus. Instead of focusing on the complete picture, I'm just going to find something that was different or I did not receive from my last relationship. Not the complete picture. So I'm choosing from wounded. I'm not choosing from clarity. Okay? So if you're in a relationship with someone and you're like, well, at least they're not cheating on me. I mean, they don't work, they don't do this, they don't do that, but they're not cheating on me. They may talk to me crazy, but they're not cheating on me. Okay, you chose from wounded. You chose from a wounded place. Let's keep it real. Oh, you know what? My last relationship, they left me. So, this person's always there for me and they're readily available. And they always say they love me and they're always affirming me and they always listen to me. And my ex never did that and blah, blah, blah. You're choosing from wounded. You're choosing from wounded. Because if a whole version of you at your best, would you still choose this person? Before the heartbreak, before the trauma, would you have chosen this individual? And sometimes it's good that we learn lessons from love. We learn lessons in, you know what? I wanted the bad boy. Now I realize, bad boy ain't really gonna do it for me. I got my heart broken, and now I'm really looking for a good man with certain qualities. Okay, that's maturing, and I received that. Okay, I received that. You go ahead, girl. That's how I'm doing it now too. Okay, we're not choosing from that place, but I'm saying that when you're at a whole place, but you're on a higher level, you're not in pain, you're not heartbroken, you're not feeling rejected, you're at a place where you're feeling good about yourself and positive about yourself and hopeful about the future and things like that, would you still choose this person when you're not broken? And that's the thing that I think people don't think enough about, is that the broken version of you liked them or the person you're with now, but would a healed version like, love, appreciate, stay with the person you're dealing with now? Because a lot of times the answer, unfortunately, is no. But it's not always no. It's not always a no that you can heal and grow, and the relationship is amazing. The relationship is incredible. It just continues to improve. You guys continue to grow into each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. It can happen either way. I'm just saying, more times than not, when you choose from broken, you're not necessarily choosing from a place of clarity. You're choosing from, oh, my ex did this, so I want that. And I'm not looking at the entire picture of what I need or what I'm looking for in my life now. So again, I gave you some understanding. I'm going to go over those things again. I understand when you're in a relationship with someone, you love them and you care about them, you don't want to necessarily leave the relationship to heal. And I get that, but it's a healing process. You also have to take into account, is this person willing to be patient for your process? Is it fair to them to ask them to be patient for your process? I don't know. But as long as you're being open and honest, like I said in step number 2, taking accountability and communicating very well, I think that you leave that up to them. You let them know where you are. You let them know what you're dealing with, what you're healing from. And if they're willing to be patient for your process, well, have at it. But again, it really takes a lot of accountability. And I encourage you, no matter what situation you're in, whether you're in something, out of something, in between something, heal. Choose healing regardless. Everything else will fall into place. Whether you're supposed to be with the person you are with right now, who knows? Whether you're supposed to be with someone else when you've gotten through your healing process, who knows? Choose healing. You deserve to heal. You deserve to get on your healing journey and become the best version of yourself, regardless. All right? All right, guys. I love you guys. If you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button, y'all. I could do this all day, baby. Okay? So go ahead, put some comments down or write me. I love answering questions like this. I Was Her when I did it. If you guys don't know, I did a show called I Was Her. I love doing this, okay? Love answering questions like this, utilizing all aspects of my experience in life, whether it's, becoming a therapist, a coach, or even my own personal experiences. I just absolutely love doing this. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you guys soon.